What's up, you guys? Thank you for clicking on this video. So, as you can tell by the title, I am tackling a bit of a subject here. Now, the past few months, or past month, since people have been getting in copies of Studio Series Rise of the Beast Mirage, and pretty much since this figure has been revealed, which was in, February of earlier this year, it's been a bit of a debate, to say the least. I'll just say that within the Transformers fandom and community online, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all that good stuff. And I just wanted to throw my towel in, dedicating a video to this because, it's more prevalent now than ever since people are now starting to get in copies from Hasbro factories. I'm not going to be getting this figure. I've talked about this figure a little bit before in past videos. I've said I really don't like how this figure's turned out, and I'm going to be elaborating on that a little bit more in this video, and basically just stating my opinion for newer subscribers and followers of me here on the channel. So, I got stock images from Hasbro pulled up of this guy, and it's just... There's a couple things. Okay, I want to get the pros out of the way first. Obviously, I don't have this guy in hand. I'm just going off of images. So, the pros. Nice, gorgeous silver paint all over this guy. The blue looks nice. The little highlights of yellow for the headlights there is cool. The red and all that for the headlights. That's cool. That's really nice. And then the metallic blue highlights in robot mode, that looks dope. It's good paint. And it's paint that you don't usually get on a lot of Studio Series figures, that much paint, so... but after that, that's pretty much it. I mean, the head sculpt's cool. There's some cool sculpted details on him here and there. But, man, this figure just gets lost in the sauce due to a few things. I'll say this. The Porsche licensing, him being based off of concept art, and just the overall design of the figure due to the Porsche licensing. Now, because of that, he's got a ton of kibble hanging on him that is obviously not there in the CG render for the movie. Man, all this car kibble, some of it is removable. I've seen and heard about, like, I think the car doors on his legs are removable, and I think some parts on maybe the backpack, I think, are removable. I can't really remember, but I'm pretty sure on the door wings, or the doors on the car mode are removable on the legs. But still, he's just way too wide and thick due to the CG model that we see, and even the concept art, the control art from Hasbro themselves. He's obviously a slender car Autobot, so they just even got the whole shape of his body wrong. Like, I don't know what they were thinking here. Like, you compare it to the mainline deluxe in robot mode. Sure, it's got a little bit of a backpack, but what car former these days, especially now from the past, 8 years or so with movie figures, don't have backpacks with these deluxe class Carbot figures. In terms of kibble management, I'd say the main line handles it way better, and the overall silhouette of his robot mode looks way better and way more accurate to the movie than this Studio Series figure, who's supposed to be the ultra accurate to the on-screen model version of the character and figure. Like, the main line was put in place to be a simpler, more kid-friendly deluxe, as opposed to the Studio Series being more collector-based and collector-friendly and more accurate to the movie. And that's just not the case. I'd argue and say that the main line is more accurate than the Studio Series figure here. Even just details that are blatantly plain old wrong on this guy in the legs and in the arms and in the midsection. Like, you would think... Now, I will give Hasbro the benefit of the doubt here. This is a very humanoid design in certain aspects. It's very much so leaning in that Age of Extinction, The Last Knight era of robot designs. I understand that, I see that, I get it. But we've gotten Age of Extinction and The Last Knight characters and designs in Studio Series in recent years, in recent memory. For example, Crosshairs and Hot Rod. Look at how those figures turned out. We did get versions of them, 5 years ago with deluxe class figures that didn't turn out so great at the time, but fast forward to 2022/2023, the leaps and bounds in engineering, it should have been a cakewalk for this Mirage here in terms of kibble management, making his design nice and sleek like the CG model, and it just falls flat. It's an epic fail, like literally. I'm not trying to be Chefitron here, but it's an absolute failure. I don't know how else to put it. But of course, I just want to put a disclaimer out there. If you like this figure, of course, by all means, go out there, get it, say you love it all over the place online. Who cares? It's your opinion. We're allowed to have different opinions. That's what makes the world go round, basically, sometimes. So I don't mind that. If you like the figure, I don't care. Who cares? It's just a figure. But I don't like it. And most Transformers fans I've seen don't like this figure. So Hasbro, if by any chance, which I probably highly doubt it, if any of the designers or somebody that works at Hasbro period is watching or listening to this video, please redo Mirage at some point in the next few years. Do not let this go by 5, 6, 7 years later like what we've gotten with the Volkswagen Bumblebee movie, Bumblebee Deluxe Class from Studio Series. Please don't let it go that long. I mean, we got this figure. It's out. It's what they chose to release for Studio Series Mirage for 2023. It is what it is. But Hasbro, you can take another shot at this. You know, the demand really is there for a redo on this guy. But I do know one thing. Let's also talk about another design flaw on this guy. The freaking clear plastic. Like, man. This is, like, I don't mind clear plastic. It's if it gets in the way of most of the figure or key points in the figure's mobility and how you use it, you know, for if you're just messing around with it, or whether you do photography or stop motions, or you make a living off of doing photography or stop motions, I don't know. You just cannot have clear plastic joints riddled all over a figure. It just doesn't last long. It doesn't last. If you're somebody who puts a figure on a shelf and messes with it occasionally, you know, once a month or once every couple weeks or something, it'll probably be fine. But if you're somebody like me, and I know there's thousands of different me's out there, or hundreds of thousands, who actually do stuff with their figures, you know, stop motions, photography, you know, YouTube, making a living off of what they love to do, which is me, and I'm very grateful for that. If you get a figure like this in hand with all this clear plastic, what the hell are you gonna do with it? You gotta handle this like a delicate piece of paper, like a piece of schoolwork that you don't want to rip in half and turn in the next day as homework. It doesn't make any freaking sense why they chose to do clear plastic all over his arms. I mean, I know why. It was because the arms are a part of the window design in vehicle mode. Why not just do clear plastic inserts for the windows themselves and then mold the arm in solid plastic? Why did you have to sacrifice such a vital point of articulation for the arm and make it so fragile just for such a teeny tiny vehicle mode detail? It doesn't even look that good in vehicle mode, because you could still see through the windows and you could see a bunch of robot junk instead of, you know, obviously regular car seats and dashboard and steering wheel and all that stuff that you would expect in an Earth mode car. But no, it's just a bunch of robot junk, so it doesn't even make sense to do clear plastic windows anyway, because it looks ugly on the inside. That's my whole point with clear plastic windows in vehicle mode. Why do them if you're not going to put in regular car detailing in there similar to alternators or Human Alliance? Nobody wants to see a bunch of robot junk if you're trying to do a stop motion or a photography shot. That just looks ugly and stupid, and even in general, if you're just buying the figure just to have it, that just looks dumb. Why would you do clear plastic and then all you see is a bunch of robot junk? Just do the windows in solid plastic and paint the windows themselves either black, metallic blue, regular blue, whatever color you want the windows to be. Just don't sacrifice vital points of articulation or transformation for a figure just to have clear plastic windows to make the vehicle mode, and I'm using air quotes here, more realistic. It doesn't look more realistic. As a matter of fact, it looks less realistic when you do that, because again, all you see is robot junk on the inside. You don't see car seats, you don't see a dashboard, you don't see a steering wheel. It makes no sense. And yeah, I will always advocate for solid plastic painted windows as opposed to clear plastic windows. Or if you want to do clear plastic windows, again, do it as inserts, or at least attempt to add some car interior details on the inside. That's all I'm asking for, Hasbro, and that's what most Transformers fans are asking for at this point. We know how weak clear plastic is, and we don't want it anymore. I know people were asking for clear plastic a decade, 15 years ago, when it was a bit more, it was a bit less abundant, and people were begging for it because they wanted realistic alt modes. Now that we're getting that more and more the past 10 years, we realize how freaking cheap clear plastic is and how much it breaks more easily compared to solid plastic. But yeah, that's that's my rant for the clear plastic part. Now, this is a Porsche license, and they're supposedly going all out for that because of that reason, and Porsche, putting in certain wants for the vehicle mode, like they couldn't break up the doors or whatever else the designers were talking about with that Porsche licensing. I would think they would actually paint the rims the way they look in the movie and the way the Porsche model looks in real life. I don't know why they would leave that detail out, but they want to do the arms in clear plastic to make the windows supposedly look better, and do that to the door, yada yada yada, all this other stuff that is, in my opinion, dumb. I don't know why they wouldn't paint the window, or they wouldn't paint the wheels, the hubcaps there. And I'm pretty sure the shade of blue they used is also a couple shades too dark, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that, but I don't know. The vehicle mode is great. It's just those couple issues that make me raise my eyebrow a little bit. Like, if this is supposed to be such a strict Porsche licensing, when they want to get all those extra details correct, even when they do that on other figures that don't have as strict licensing issues as this figure did. I don't know. It's just something I noticed. Also, I've heard reports about the silver paint chipping easily, which I 100% believe, because anytime a Carbot figure is painted mostly in silver, it seems to chip away easily. I've had that problem with Studio Series Jazz, Studio Series DOTM Soundwave, and I've seen a lot of other people online have that problem with those figures, and supposedly this Mirage too. So I don't know what's going on with the Studio Series side of things for Transformers in terms of silver paint, because I don't have that problem with the regular Generations line. So I don't know if it's some sort of cheaper silver paint Hasbro's using for the Studio Series line specifically, or what. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. That's pretty much all the complaints I have with this guy, and all the complaints that I've heard from people online over the past couple months. Let me know down in the comments below, what do y'all think about this Studio Series Mirage figure? Are you getting this? Do you already have it? Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about the figure in hand? All my social medias are linked down below: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. My email is also down below if y'all want to email me about business inquiries, or if you just want to hit me up, or if you want to commission a diorama from me, because I make dioramas for people for their stop motions, toy photography, or just regular display shelves at home. Hit me up on either my email or just DM me on any of my social medias, and we could work out a deal. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye.